Got a merch.
Team Flower shirt, Team Veggie shirt.
Yeah. Let's show this off. There we go. Team Veggies. There I am. Look at all my veggies. Oh, Ian, do you have your phone?
No. Oh, Team Flower. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Ian.
It's pretty hilarious.
Looks cute. Might delete later.
Yeah, I can't. We made a shirt of it. There's no deleting. You know, my opinion on it is it's kind of weird to wear a shirt with your own face on it. So I'm in that position, but I love it. I think it's amazing.
It's pretty fun.
The fact that we got these, like, you know, because we were just joking around when we came up with this idea, and then we're like, we can do whatever we want. We can make whatever shirts we want. Let's do it. So it's pretty fun to see.
Okay, you keep talking. I forgot to do my settings.
It's pretty fun to see, you know, everything come to fruition and to have turned out so well, right? I really like the art. I think we picked the right artist.
Yeah. We spent, this all came about, so the backstory guys, is that, so we made merch in November.
Yeah. Was it November?
Yeah. Because we made it in November.
For Christmas.
So that it was ready for Christmas. Because people had been asking for some merch. So we worked on it all through November to try to have it available for December because people had been saying they wanted merch. And I really like we have like one and it's like a picture, it's like a painting.
Yeah,
it's like a line drawing and watercolor.
Looking up at the house from the farm.
Like our window greenhouse and our house with the red roof and like the flowers and everything. You know, and I really like that. It turned out really nice, and I feel like it really captured, you know, the essence of Red Roof Family Farm.
Yeah.
But while we were making the merch, because how many designs did we make?
Like 5 or 6.
Yeah, we made like
a
bunch.
Tomato-based life
we made tomato-based life forms. We made Choy Boy. We made
nothing will planted. Nothing will grow unless.
Nothing will grow until something is planted. And there's no such thing as too many seeds.
Need for seed.
Only not enough garden. And need for seed, which we were like, we didn't know. I liked the design of it. It was exactly what I asked for, but we didn't know what it would look like printed.
Yeah.
So we only made it as a t-shirt option. But I wear that all the time. I love it.
It's ridiculous.
It infinitely entertains me. Need for seed. Yeah.
But these are the best of them all. And I think
no, okay, so we didn't finish the backstory. So the backstory is we were coming up with all these designs and we were hunting for artists to do, like, we have
each
the
individual idea.
Yeah, so each idea we were looking for an artist to do the design for us because we didn't draw this.
Yeah.
We didn't draw anything. We are not that good at drawing. Yeah, and so.
But all the artists, they have a style.
Yeah,
right?
every artist has their own style.
So you're kind of like looking through these lists and lists of all these different cool art styles. You know, is really fun. But
and then I saw these like Art Nouveau, like one of this artist who does this like Art Nouveau style. And I was like, oh my God, Ian, imagine that we're like fertility goddesses. You know, and I'm like the with the cornucopia, which is like, this is what it is. I'm like, okay, I have like the cornucopia and it's like just tumbling out with the veggies. And I'm like, and then you're draped with flowers.
Totally.
Right? And he was like.
With the flower crown.
Yeah, with the flower crown. Obviously with the flower crown. He at first he didn't know what I was talking about, right? Because the like I was like, oh, it'll be you as like a woman with like holding all these flowers with like the hair, and he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know, like all the Art Nouveau like posters, like all the, and he's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And so I had to get all these pictures.
Well, you did that for the artists.
Yeah, and I did it for the artist because I was like, this is exactly what I want. He knew what I meant about like the fertility goddess with the cornucopia.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He was slightly unsure about the vision.
Yeah, for the flowers. And then Serena's like, it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, and so then we told the artist about the designs, and she's like, okay. And then we were like, yeah, okay. And then she's like, oh, so okay, so you want him. Is it supposed to be on a woman's body or is it supposed to be a man's body? And we were like, because all these artists that we were hiring aren't like English as a second language, right? So a lot of stuff is hard to get across.
Yeah, that's why
tone in writing.
That's why the pictures, when you show them the pictures, it works out.
But so we were like, no, it's supposed to be funny, and then she's like, oh, okay. She was like, that's what I thought, and I'm very excited to do this.
I was thinking about this the other day, which
You're
is
not.
Well, I can't. I can do that.
Hold it up. Hold it.
I'm not gonna hold it up.
Put in the effort.
This couch is like so.
Put in the effort.
I have to put my knees up like this if that's what you want. So.
But you still can't see it.
This is a very casual live stream. So here's one of the most hilarious like little bits of backstory that I can think of is the whole Team Flower, Team Veggie thing. In my mind, the genesis for it was back years and years ago when Twilight 2 was out, and I walked into this like clothing store, and they had Team Edward, Team. What was the other one? What was the vampire guy?
Jake.
Team.
Right?
Oh, the werewolf guy.
He was Jake.
I don't. Yeah. So they had shirts that was like, choose your team, which like Twilight side are gone, and I just thought it was like a hilarious little bit of like pop culture.
There we go.
Yeah, Team Jacob. and so it just always like it was just stuck in the back of my head. It was like a funny thing, and then it kind of like molded with this like Team Veggie, Team Flower thing.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember Genesis either, but that was like where it originally came from.
The joke is like a live video joke.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you guys all.
But anyways, the point is now we have Team Veggie, Team Flower shirts, which is like the full circle. now I'm literally.
Now showing... you are the joke.
Yeah.
Now you literally. I mean, literally, you are the joke. That
you don't have to say it like that. I'm laughing too.
No, but that's what's so great about your T-shirt. It's like so you be like, and it's hilarious. So I have to admit, guys. Right, so here's the plan. I wrote this in the description. So I got the merch finished like about an hour ago. So it's up, it's live in the store. I know Kelly was doing the link, but the link to our Teespring store is in the description. When I was scrolling through the store, I tried to sort it so these designs, which are our newest designs, were at the top, but when I was refreshing it, it wasn't loading it as at the top. So when I looked at it, it was at the very bottom of the list. You had to scroll through, but I tried to put them up on the top.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to deal with that.
The Teespring sometimes takes a couple days for edits
to update.
Yeah. So we have men's t-shirts, we have women's t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have 2 styles of tank tops because someone was saying they wanted a tank top that wasn't like a racer back. We have one that's like a flowy one, which I've bought and I really like it. It's like a nice fitting tank top. And then we also have mugs and we have stickers of the designs. And
we should get some stickers.
We should probably get some stickers. Well, our plan is we are gonna print out like big posters of the image.
Well, yeah, and then
eventually, and we're gonna like hang them up.
Like if we have like a live stream spot that's like permanently set up, just like some area of the house that is always ready.
Yeah, the goal was to have a live stream spot.
Well, there's lots of goals, right?
Yeah.
Let's move on to just a little bit of other news about your
No,
health.
first.
No, let's talk about your health
No.
because people probably want to.
But they can wait
No,
until we finish the
okay.
end. Just let me finish my end. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because I know we've been hyping that this merch is coming for a long time, right? Because we even showed you guys about a month ago, because we wanted to get printed versions so we could see that they look good, and we're stoked. They look even better printed than they looked on the screen. There's all these like Ian's. Here, show yours again. So Ian's, we never noticed it on the computer, but this background is like a floral motif.
Yeah.
So there's some really nice details on them. And they came out really nice in the t-shirt printing. But
like my hoodie, the image was too small for it, right? Did we change that?
No, the hoodies are smaller because they can't print. They're smaller. The image is smaller because they don't print on the hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Just go. That's allowed. Just run it under cold water to get them.
Did you need help?
No, I got them out.
Okay, that's good.
From warm water.
Okay. The kids are getting popsicles for themselves.
Homemade popsicles, so they got the metal sleeve over them still.
Yeah. Okay. So the Team Veggies, Team Flowers joke, like we always do, like the vote, and I think we should do the vote, right? We should do like we should do a call out after.
This is the
ultimate. So we're gonna let it go.
Yeah.
We didn't do a zippered hoodie because the problem with the zippered hoodies for like the image printing is either it would have to be a really small image on the side or it'd have to be on the back. So we have zippered hoodies on a couple that have like smaller images, but not on these specific images. So this is the ultimate vote. This is how we're officially gonna find out who's Team Veggies and who's Team Flowers. Because we'll go and we'll look and we'll see which one sold better.
I have to admit, they're cool looking shirts.
I like them.
I'm gonna wear them both.
I ordered us 4 t-shirts.
So we could each have.
Right, and so I ordered us each, like I wear a men's medium, and Ian wears a men's large in the t-shirts. So like we size up a little bit. But it's, it's like loose. It's like a comfortable fit. I could fit a small.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ordered doubles, so we always had one.
I think Team Flowers is
on
good.
hand.
Close,
but yeah, I really like Ian's.
It's just so fun.
I wore Ian's to the market, and like I wore it all weekend, and I was like, it's so funny.
Yeah, the Team Flower shirt is too good. But anyways, the ultimate Team Flower versus Team Veggie vote is to see who sells more t-shirts this week. So then we'll just like count it up at the end of the week.
Yeah, we'll check it before
the next live stream.
We'll check it and then I'll let you guys know.
Okay, so Serena's health. For one, we do have to cut this short because she has trouble talking for too long.
Yeah.
Last week she runs out of words,
which is. There's something seriously wrong with me. I can't talk for 8 hours straight.
And this is also a lot loud. Like you talk louder and more enthusiastically when you're talking.
Yeah, probably.
So it like wears you down. So we have to limit this to
an hour. I can do an hour. Yeah.
And then at an hour, we're gonna cut it no matter where you are, because otherwise you'll complain that you hurt yourself.
That I went too hard. I went too hard live streaming.
We were really lucky for the smoke to kind of clear for a little while there. I had some family visiting and it was nice for them to be able to be outside and stuff, but the smoke has gotten a lot worse today. It went from being like, oh, you barely have to wear a mask outside to like, shouldn't be working out in that all day. And it's pretty hot and muggy out there too. It's been
hot, like on the hotter end.
Yeah, just consistently hot and dry.
Nothing crazy, but
we're still recovering from the craziness. Like so many trees are just looking like fried, and it's like, can we get some water, please?
Yeah, I was outside and I heard trees in like the empty property beside us falling down.
Yeah, and there's like some fires that are going pretty bad. So I think we're gonna start being in the heavy smoke again for a little while. So, there's nothing we can do about it. We just got to keep farming, right? And doing what we can do.
I know we've seen some of the eastern side of the country, and the flooding is just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely wouldn't mind some of that coming over here. Okay, so health update, because I don't think we really put any details in the video that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
So basically, when I went to the hospital, they checked for like all the heart attack, all the heart stuff.
Blood clots.
Like they checked like to see if I had like a blood clot in my lung. They checked for any sort of like lung infection. They did I got like all the tests. All the tests got done. I even got like a CT scan. It was like chest X-ray and CT scan and what.
You got some blood work too.
Yeah, blood work and an ECG.
So far, everything is coming out pretty good.
Everything came out that there's nothing, but I'm still having this like burning in my chest. But so there isn't anything obvious about what it is. So I'm on a puffer, like a steroid puffer, because it could be asthma, which would make sense for the smoke, triggering.
Yeah. Serena's always had this cough that is like, if we're in a store and we're just like, I wonder where Serena is, and it's like, you hear this cough across the store, and you just use it as like echolocation to find Serena. Just this like single kind of like sudden. It's not really surrounded by any other coughing or anything. It's not like a coughing fit. Just like a.
I call it my neurotic cough, because it's more about like nasal drip. Like I'll have a nasal drip and it irritates my throat, and I like cough to like clear my throat.
It's been so many.
But it's my entire adult life, and basically
it'll stick around after she has a cold or something like that. Like if she has a.
Yeah. So if I get sick, I usually like the cough sticks around for like a month.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if the smoke is irritating.
Thank you so much,
wow,
Lee. That's incredibly generous. Thank you.
I feel like the smoke is upsetting things, and then,
Yeah, because I could have like very mild asthma. The thing though is I don't have any sort of congestion in my airway, which is asthma.
But
right?
we're just gonna keep.
I saw Kelly saying it could be like GERD, and yeah, I don't know, could be some sort of like weird indigestion thing because of it being this burn. Mm-hmm. But then it's weird that I had the tightness in my chest for the GERD. Right?
There's lots of things.
Someone brought something to my attention that it could be like an inflammation of the chest cartilage. And I was like, oh yeah, that would make sense. Like this, because it's like right here where I can like feel it.
Yeah.
So
and she got it from being in a greenhouse. Like, well, it occurred.
Yeah, like when the moment that it happened is like from that last video when I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's stupid, but I'm gonna go in the greenhouse. And I was in the greenhouse crawling around. And I've spent the last 2 months literally crawling around like on my hands and knees. So it could be a repetitive chest injury. So I don't know. Everything is good. My oxygen levels are 100%. My blood pressure is 100%. My heart rate is like nice and low. So it's weird because all these things that it makes sense that it would be, like for the asthma, for like no increased heart rate.
Oh wow!
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Amanda.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We don't know. I'm on the puffer, and I got some blood work.
Jennifer.
Yeah. So I got some blood work done. I could I wouldn't be surprised if my iron is low.
Yeah.
You know, like I told him that. I'm like this spring I've been kind of like, you know, getting lightheaded when I stand up. So like there's a good chance I'm due for. Oh, Morgan's here. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling better. And
it's tough though, right? Because the smoke is so bad that it's just gonna make your lungs burn, right? Like I can feel it in my eyes a little bit, you know. It makes your eyes sting, and then I can feel the smoke in my lungs because I've damaged my lungs in the past doing fall and burn stuff and breathing in too much fire and smoke, burning piles, and so I have a spot that, you know, starts to get aggravated in this smoke, and
yeah,
you know,
and we are very careful about the smoke, because we know it's something that we need to be careful about, because we want to be able, you know, we try to take health stuff seriously, because we want to be able to do this long term, you know, like, and like, you know, that's why I'm kind of like, maybe it is this, like, you know, like I've strained my chest because I'm overcompensating, because I always try to do very careful lifts for my back.
Yeah.
Right?
It could also be like, it could be a bunch of things.
Yeah.
All rolled into one. You know, you could be predisposed to smoke.
Yeah, I could
I
could have the most mild case of asthma, and then, you know, the smoke triggered it.
I think that there's another thing.
Oh, thanks, Morgan.
That's there that is Serena has been working really hard, and I think she's a bit burnt out, just, you know, physically. Like, it's been, you know, we slowed down a little bit in the winter. We took some time off. But
yeah, we had a couple months off. I felt rested.
We still did, like, we did a lot of the back end, like, computer stuff that we had to catch up on. But it was definitely an easier time. But, you know, even still, it's been a good, hard, you know, since March. You've been going, maybe February you started the planting, and you just, you know, there's no days off, right? There's days where we're maybe...
But I'm a workaholic, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
So...
yeah. But when you get burnt out, because I've burnt myself out before too, and so I recognize kind of what happens is, it feels like you could just keep going day after day after day because you're in this cycle. And then say one day, like, say I was running a chainsaw, and I was working, and then there was a weather day, and you just lay down in your bed, and you could sleep for like 7 more days, and you end up feeling so bad. Your body just feels so bad when it rests, because you know, like, it's just like, it's so burnt out. It's like, don't leave this bed ever again, right?
Yeah.
And it can take multiple days to sleep off, like, a case of burnout. But if you didn't have that one day where it was a weather day, you might have worked 28 more days, and you would have just been, you know, piling onto the burnout. But you can just do it, right? And then for me, I just work until there was no more work, right? So I had a winter season, and I burned myself out. But then at the end, it would be the spring, and I'd go home to my family, and I'd be like, I'm sleeping for a week, leave me alone. And then I'd slowly come back and, you know, wake up again. But I think that there's obviously other stuff going on with Serena, but I think that some of the energy level stuff that hit her was definitely, like, kind of burnout related, and just her body needing to get some rest.
Yeah, no, and so basically, like, I took the week off, right? Like I didn't do anything, you know. I just, like, I laid in bed a bunch in the air conditioning, which was, like, so hard. Because I love being out there, but if I'm not feeling good, I don't want to make myself feel worse.
Yeah.
I'd rather get solutions. So, you know, like, I'm well rested, you know. I'm still sleeping in.
In other news, so many snapdragons are opened on the farm right now.
Yeah, the flowers are, like, incredible.
Yeah. We're editing up a flower farm tour. We're kind of planning on doing 2 flower farm tours this year, an early summer one and, like, a late summer one. And so this is obviously our early summer one, and all the zinnias are just open, like every single one. And you know, they never look as good as when they're first open because every single one is perfect and massive and super vibrant in color, and like there's everything else is open. This entire bed, like how many of those did you do an entire tray of the copper color?
There's like
stuff?
way more than a tray.
There's like
right
3 trays?
because I seeded a tray and then it germinated really well.
Yeah. But there's this
There's-
okay,
okay, so
a
there's
50-foot bed, and
half of it. So those beds hold 400. So there's 200
Yeah.
plants.
And those copper snapdragons are they're one of my favorite things that we grow. They're just so cool. The colors on them, the things you can do with them in the bouquets, because there's so many different ways there's so many colors to pick out to like go in different directions with, you know, because there's like pinks in there, but there's also that like brownish copper color, and you know, kind of like the yellows as well. And it's just beautiful, and the whole bed is just perfect right now, just ready to go.
Yeah.
So
There's like, this year we planted a stupid amount of flowers, right? Like, so in years past, we've had 2,000 square feet of flowers, which has been more than enough. Even with the 2,000 square feet of flowers, we've been, you know, not using everything. And this year we have 7,000 square feet of flowers planted. And it's not like we're selling more flowers.
Yeah.
Right?
We are and we aren't. We're not selling that much more flowers.
Ian suckered me in. Ian talked all winter about how great it would be to be a content farm.
So here's some other news though. We are going to start building the roadside stand really soon. And
okay, no, you need to clarify.
well,
Backstory.
we can build a building under 10 by 10 without a permit. We can have a roadside stand because we have farm status, so we're legally allowed to sell farm stuff by the road. And then we were on social media and
Okay, can I your backstory just for a second, and then I'll let you go. Okay, is that all right? Okay, so the reason why I'm telling Ian to do the backstory is we had been talking from year 1. So we're at like year 3 of the farm. So the plan all along from year 1 was to build a small shed on the road to be a self-serve farm stand. It was just a simple thing. We'd load it up, you know, right on the road, really easy for people to shop at. The plan all along wasn't to use the carport farm stand.
Yeah.
The carport farm stand was our
limping
like,
along, you know, temporary solution.
Yeah. So the reason why we did the carport farm stand instead of building the shed is it's like so hot on the road.
Yeah.
Right? Because the main time when we think customers are going to be coming to buy stuff from us is in the kind of hottest time of the day. Because here 5 o'clock is the hottest.
Yeah, and there's no shade.
Yeah.
The sun is
And that
directly
is, like,
pointing towards our property.
At
from the
5
side.
o'clock, that is like full sun on the road, baking hot. So, you know, that area will be 10 degrees hotter than anywhere else.
And dry.
Yeah.
And also kind of windy and dusty.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like the cars drive by.
Because it's a pretty busy road, which is why we wanted it to be up there.
It's a 50-kilometer-an-hour speed limit, but it feels like...
But people do 80 on it.
People do 80, you know, at night, there's people racing down it and stuff. The thing was... Okay, so then...
Okay, so we decided we weren't going to do that. We were going to just stick with carport because the carport's nice and cool. We had the fridge set up there because we have power in our carport. And then we decided we're going to build a store. And we were like, you know, this was kind of like year 5.
Yeah, we were not expecting us to get to this.
But we're like, you know what? We're just going to like, instead of doing this make do thing, we're going to not do that and then try to build an actual store sooner.
Just for reference for our area, it would not be an uncommon thing to build a store like what we were talking about. We drove by multiple stands that look exactly like what we were talking about that are, you know, within a kilometer.
Yeah, like our neighbor
right?
has that. Like our neighbor to our neighbor has that. They're just all along here.
Yeah.
And the other reason why the store is appealing versus my mom's texting me. But this always causes issues. Okay. Hopefully that didn't drop. That always causes issues. But I think we're on internet, so yeah. Yeah, I never get phone calls or texts, so.
Nobody wants to talk to you.
And I also put it on Do Not Disturb, and my phone is broken.
Yeah.
Do Not Disturb is like
So,
full disruption.
let's go
Anyways,
back.
okay, so we decided we're gonna do the store. If we did the store, so the rule is for these tiny farm stands, we can only sell what we grow. But if we do this store style farm stand, which has just a little bit more complicated parking rules, you have to have handicap accessible parking, like a stall, and you need 4 parking spots instead of 3 or whatever. So if we had, the plan was we're gonna have the store, we're gonna have a proper parking lot for it, proper store, and then we could sell stuff that we didn't grow. Right? We only had to sell 50% of product produced on property. The other 50% we could bring in. And so then at that point, we could bring in organic fruit. At that point, we could bring in things like potatoes and cabbages and broccoli, stuff that we don't grow because of our limited space, but that people would really like to do one-stop shopping.
We could be a more complete,
Yeah, so our idea is that we were going to build a produce store, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then it would be a good place to merchandise other stuff, potentially. Like, no guarantees, but we're talking about if we made, like, wreaths, we could have a big Christmas, we'd shut down
and this is
at the end of October, and then in November we do, like, a 2-week wreath blitz, or...
Yeah, because basically if we had a store, we would do a lot more full season.
There'd be ways
like we'd have a Christmas season. It wouldn't just be
like
our growing season.
Dried flowers for Valentine's Day, right? You just open it up for whatever you wanted and sell these, crafty products out of it, right? And people are driving by and they're used to pulling over and buying stuff from other stands like this. So you don't have to, like, convince anyone that you're like, oh, I don't know, this farm stand in the middle of nowhere. It's like...
Especially because it would be on the road.
Yeah.
Right? Like, our neighbors, if they're on the road, lots of business. The people who, you have to drive down a driveway, and the only thing attracting people is the sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit more of a difficult.
Yeah. Like, both of our neighbors over there, across the street and stuff, eggs, down there, cherries, another one right on the other side, cherries. So, everybody here is selling agricultural products to the people driving by. Yeah. It's like a really... Location is hard to
well, and you should explain specifics about the location, because Morgan was asking.
Oh, well, there's like a community development that's maybe like 5 minutes down the road. You hit a traffic circle, and then you go up, and it's just like houses, townhouses, apartment buildings, and it's all built kind of this big hillside, and then they all kind of come out. There's not really a lot of ways out of it other than this road. And then everybody
there's
ends
probably
up,
like 10,000 people in there.
I don't know, but
there's like multiple apartment buildings,
but there's thousands
and like
and thousands of
townhouses,
people.
and like it's massive. It's like an entire
It's really big.
suburb to itself.
So,
and we are the road.
They basically, if you're driving into the big city, then you're going by us, right? So that would be the most common direction people would do it. And we're just kind of like the bypass the traffic lights way. So there's a constant stream of customers, right? Just constant stream. And what we're deciding that we decided, because we were on Instagram or something like that, and this Laughing Crow
Laughing Crow
Organics,
Farm, everyone...
or Farm Organics.
I don't know.
Laughing
Crow Farm will get it.
Yeah.
So we're obsessed. We keep talking about them because we're obsessed. Laughing Crow Farm, go check them out. Their farm is gorgeous.
They're out in Pemberton, which is like, if you're in Vancouver and you drive out to Whistler along the Sea to Sky Highway, and then you just kind of keep going for a little bit, so it's like kind of past Whistler. Then you get into Pemberton, which is just massive mountains and this like beautiful flat like river valley, and they're farming down in like one of those valleys. Man, the pictures, because the mountains are just pretty. Massive, and
also like their farm, like when we grow up, we want to be like them.
Yeah, and then the thing about them is that they're on all these farmer groups, and they're just passing on knowledge.
Yeah,
they're very much just trying to get the good knowledge and good discussions and stuff out there. And so we follow them and kind of like watch what they're doing because it's super interesting to us. And they posted this like roadside stand and they put a cool bot in it and had it like close in. And we're like, genius.
Yeah, we're like, why did we not think we could put an air conditioner in a shed? Like, we were like gonna put an air conditioner in our store.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. You know, it was one of those things where it was like, we're idiots for never having thought of this, but it was like an epiphany moment for us.
So then, because what the store was going to be was, we were talking about like a 20 by 30 foot building or something like that. So we're
20 by 40.
20 by 40, whatever it is.
Because like, we were going to have 20 by 20 cool
Everybody
space.
knows once you start going to the city for permits, things just take time, right? And our city is not the fastest reputation for getting permits out. So we were worried about timelines, contractors, pricing, all that type of stuff. And then now we're just like, let's just build something that requires no permits.
What's up?
Can I have one?
I'm gonna go. I have to go take care of the kids for a little bit.
Okay.
You can.
So I'll keep telling the story. All right, but first, for everyone who wasn't here at the beginning, one more peek at this amazing merch. And so this is my team Veggies, because veggies are better than flowers. But Team Flowers is better because it's Ian as a goddess draped in flowers, but he can show up when it comes back. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So what was Ian was complaining about? Yeah. Okay. So we started really seriously talking about the store idea last year when, and it, was kind of like, you know what? We haven't gotten around to building the shed. It's going to be complicated. Let's just do this store idea, and we've been talking about it because we're excited about it. We think it has lots of potential. But it was more like we were talking about this year we try to get ready to have it built next year, or, even year 5, like what Ian's saying about like, oh, the amount of work it would take to build this. Like we have this berm in the front of our house where people can't see. We'd have to like take down the berm. We'd have to like level the entire land. We'd have to take out all of our trees, all of our like, big shade trees would have to come down. All of the kids like play area, because we've kind of set that up as the spot where the kids play. We'd have to move all the kid playing stuff to like the back end of the property, because this would now be, where the store was. We have a septic field for our house that we don't know where it is. Before we could even talk to anyone about anything, we'd have to find where our septic field is to know where we can and can't build. It's just the list of what it's going to take to do this is massive.
But the list of what to do to put a cool bot in a 7x7 shed that we're already allowed to build and that we need no other permitting for is like very short list.
Yeah. So
we're just gonna do it, and then we can start developing the customer that's gonna pull off the road and buy our stuff. Because what this Laughing Crow had was like these clear.
Oh, here, show off your shirt, because I just showed mine off. Because there's way more people here than. Okay.
Ooh, Team Flowers.
Team Flowers. Ian, he was feeling cute. Might delete later.
Yeah, but I can't delete because it's on the shirt. So
the hoodie. Okay, I'm gonna go find our hoodies. Okay, you tell about this.
Okay, so
because our hoodies are so good.
Anyways, I'm just gonna finish about what they had set up for their veggies. They had these clear, like small Rubbermaid or Tupperware, kind of like borderline between what you'd call it, and it had a lid that flipped up. It was clear, so you could see what was in there. You could close it again so things wouldn't dry out. They were in this, temperature controlled room, and so we're like, yes, let's do that. And then if we decide to build the store in the future, at least we have a place to sell out of in the meantime. And then we're just gonna build it on a platform. I'll probably, dig some posts and attach it to the posts, but it's going to be built on a platform so that eventually, when we do build the store, if that's what happens, the shed can just be moved somewhere else on the property and, repurposed for something else, because we need a million outbuildings, right? That's anyone who has land is like, give me more dry shelter. I need places to put stuff, But I am actually really excited about this, and we're gonna start working on it like very quickly. We were looking at these. We were like originally we are like, oh, those like plastic sheds. They sell them at the local hardware store. We're like, we could just buy one of those. It would snap together. We kind of retrofit it a little bit, but we decided that the door wouldn't be reliable enough, and so we're just gonna build our own. It's gonna be super not fancy and super small, so it should
It's
go
gonna be
together fairly
fancy.
Well,
I insist
it'll
on
look nice.
fancy.
It'll look nice.
What are you telling these people? It's not gonna be fancy.
It's not gonna be fancy, but it's gonna be.
It's gonna be aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, it'll be aesthetically pleasing,
It'll be all
but it won't be
cutesy.
fancy.
We can integrate our colors, right?
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So, I'm going to show you guys these hoodies. But when I went to make merch, these colors weren't available so only we get these hoodies. The
Special
colors,
edition?
yeah, because we ordered our merch from like this other part of the page. Yeah, Laughing Crow is the name of the farm. We ordered these from a spot where you can like order like team t-shirts and stuff. You can just like get stuff custom printed. And they had way more color options than what's available on the merch like options. So don't be jealous of our colors, but
these were
these are hold up your hoodie.
What
These
was
are our hoodies.
it was like 2017 was these colors everywhere.
Oh yeah, this was Pantone color of the year.
These two together.
Yeah, it was baby pink and baby blue.
No, because it was everywhere.
Yeah, but it was Pantone
But
color of the year.
I'm coming into it a few years later.
Well, no, we did it because I think it sums up the opposing views of these teams.
I was wearing
Baby pink versus blue, right?
I was wearing a sweater the
One
other
more
day,
time. One more time.
and Leah was like, "What? Daddy wearing pink?" And then she's like, "You know what? Actually, looks pretty good on you."
Ian does look really good in pink.
When I'm all tanned.
Yeah. And we've been laughing so hard because so Leah calls Ian's design. She's like, "Oh, the Daddy God shirt." Because I told her that we were, like, oh, we're like Roman gods or like
Greek gods.
Greek gods or something. She's like, "Oh, you're wearing the Daddy God shirt today." Oh, cool. Okay, I don't know. What were you talking about the stand?
I mentioned the clear containers that had the flip up lid.
Yeah.
So that the food didn't dry out.
Yeah, because that's the one thing you have to keep stuff sealed in the fridge, and that's something that we struggled with our carport stand. The carport stand works a lot better if we're just like putting stuff out for people to grab.
Yeah, it's a
like
good
that
spot.
day.
It's a good spot for somebody to do a pickup order, because there's a few customers that always get to be regular every summer we have them, and they just like they're like, "Hey, can I get this and this and this and this and this?" And Serena
and
goes
I'll
around,
just throw a bag together.
and she puts a bag together, and then they come and they can just pull into the carport, pick it up, and it does work great for that. It is really good for that, but it's not a very good way to merchandise all the stuff. It's just too tough. It's too tough to we have so much going on that to have a place where food doesn't keep very well to like be our store.
We've been keeping our eye open for like a drink cooler, like when you go into like a corner store and the door slides and it's see-through. Those have like the space of those is a lot more practical for displaying veggies. So we've been keeping our eye out to try to find one, but we're in an area where we have a pretty good population where we are, but
there's no there's no reason to come through here. We're not on the Trans-Canada Highway. So you have to kind of make an offshoot to come to Kelowna or the Okanagan. And because of that, we don't have the selection or the shipping options. It's just a little bit, tucked away.
Yeah, and so, my point that I was getting at is sometimes it's the
supply.
Or it's not the supply, it's like the things are worth a lot more money used here than they would be like if we were closer to a city, right? Because there's lots of demand because our area has demand, but then all the outside, like more smaller towns have demand for those things, and then people will drive in to get it. Like I finally saw a cooler that was a good price. I was like, oh my God, Ian, oh my God. And, it was on Facebook Marketplace and I was like, this list. Well, like, I'll be there. Like, I'll leave now. Tell me when. All like everyone just desperate to buy it. But so, because that would have been a little bit of a good solution for getting the carport stand to work just a little bit better. The other thing too is people don't know that we are a farm. Because the way this like berm is, you can't see. I'm stoked to see all you guys like actually going and ordering the t-shirts. I'm really excited to see which ones you guys like. Distracted. Yeah. It's just when we do the roadside stand out on the road, when we set up the tent and everything, we always have people who pull over. Oh, okay, a berm. Yeah, fair enough. So it's like a pile of dirt. It looks like someone like came, because this road is a pretty major road. So it looks like someone dumped like multiple dump trucks full of like fill on the property line right at where the road is. And so it's like lifted up. It's like, it's taller than me, probably. I don't want to say it's 10 feet tall, and it's just like, it's like a mountain of dirt. And I think they did it for privacy and sound reasons, right? Because the house is right on this like pretty busy road. And then there's like cedars planted on the top of it, which is stupid because cedars like basically need to live in a swamp, and we live like in a semi-desert, and so it's like, oh, you're gonna like lift it out of the dirt, and then I have no idea how they kept them alive. We killed them in the first year that we moved here. They're now just like, dead cedars just hang out up there. We'd love to take it down to have more road appeal for people to drive by, see the flowers, see the farm. But yeah, so when people stop at the farm stand on the road, they're always like, what? Oh, you're a farm? I didn't know there was a farm here. I thought you're just like a house. We'll like come see the farm. Like, we take them around the fence to come take a peek, and they're like, what? This is incredible. I had no idea. So, we really suffer from not having our farm be visible because this road is really weird, right? Like, so, and like, I think our property is a good example of like these weird zoning things that's happened on this road, which is our neighbor's property, like the cherry orchard beside us is 7.5 acres, and it like loops, like, this is us, and he like loops around us, right? Like, obviously our property was like, oh, someone zoning out the old house and getting rid of a chunk and then keeping the majority of the land for the other property. And like, you drive along here, so the neighbor beside us is, something similar to us, like a 2-3 acre property, but then beside them there's like this little strip of houses that have absolutely zero property, like, and so there's 3 just like houses, like, and then there's a farm, right after them, again, this like big farm, you know, and then you go down the road. Oh, there's another chunk of like a handful of houses, and then you know a bunch more farms. It's a really weird area. So people, because of the fact they can't see any land when they drive by, they assume we're one of these houses that are just you know, don't have any growing space.
Wait, this sexy show?
Um,
This sexy show?
yeah, but I don't know. We're really excited. Are you coming back? Ian?
I have to.
Yeah, we're really excited about this shed idea. I don't know if Ian was mentioning it, but we went in today because we're like, maybe we'll just buy one of those like, you know, easy like click together plastic sheds they sell at the hardware stores. But we looked at them and they were like, you know, there's no like they're not very good, you know, because we'd still want to insulate it and stuff. So at this point, we're thinking we need a good door on it too, right? Because we need the door to seal properly.
And to be
hold the
used
pool
a
in.
million times.
Yeah, and something that can be open shut. You know, we had at our old house, we had one of those like 1960s metal sheds, and it was like, well, we opened the door.
Yeah.
It's never closing
Well, no,
ever again.
I closed it for the winter time.
And it was like, yeah, like a nightmare.
Well, I could do it, but
I couldn't.
not easily. Not without making some horrible sounds. Right?
Yeah.
All the dust grinding in the metal.
You know, but so I don't know what's the plan.
We're gonna start working on it really soon.
Tomorrow, no.
But maybe in the next.
Thank you
weeks
so
or
much.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Farmer Chick.
Maybe a week in this week. Get going.
I don't know. I think you could get started on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying that we
It
should
depends.
talk to my dad.
It depends on how much you're doing. Oh, we have a special guest this weekend too.
Oh, we do?
Angry Angus.
Oh, Angus. I forgot that Angus is coming this weekend. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get Angus to build the shed with you.
Oh, we'd be stoked.
Really?
Yeah, he's always like, what do you got for me to do? I want to help out.
Angus, so a buddy of ours is coming to visit, and every time he comes, he throws all our garbage in the garbage. He's like, "Why do you have this broken piece of garbage?" He gets mad at us because he's like, "You're a bunch of hoarders." Like, he gives us a hard time, and so
Nobody knows what it's like.
nobody knows your struggle. No one knows your struggle, Ian. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really excited about it. Oh, and I guess so here's another thing. I don't know how much we address this in the video that we're going to be making. But because everyone was like really worried in the comments. Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys like missing the market," and like we're fine. Like, don't worry, guys. We can miss a market. It wasn't like make or break. But so for this last market that we just had, we have the walk-in cooler going, and so our employee, she works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then she came in this week for like, you know, half day on Friday too, and she basically did everything that she does and that I do in the same amount of time. as like, and so, you know, I know like I do stuff all the time, and Ian was like catching up on the slack. Ian had to like do all the water and stuff, and that is like a crazy job. That's like I walk around all day doing water, but you know, she's been like such an incredible extra hand, and now that we have the walk-in cooler, we, you know, it wasn't like this big huge rush to get everything harvested on Friday. So the stuff, you know, could have a more reasonable harvest routine. And then she picked all the flowers for me too. And then Friday, I basically just like took it easy, sat on a chair and made bouquets like for the Friday. So it worked really well. Because I'm probably, you know, I'm still not feeling 100%. So I'm probably not. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. These like little animated sticker things entertain me so much. They're so cute. Yeah, so I'm not going to be doing much probably this week. I'm able to do more. And this is something I think we started talking about the shed before we got to this, but Ian and I we take the smoke really seriously. We wear masks. We have painters, ventilator type masks that we wear. My dad actually ended up giving us a big box of N95s. So, Ian's been bad. I've been after him. He needs to wear them more. But our employee, she's wearing it when she's outside. Anytime I go outside, I put one on and they fit. Oh, thank you so much. Wicked awesome gardening. That one's funny. Yeah, so when I wear these masks, they make a huge difference. Going outside, I can barely smell the smoke, and the smoke is bad. So they make a huge difference for going out and handling the smoke. We've been really hot. We've been 35, which is, I don't know, what's 35? I guess 100 is 37. So that's probably about 95 is the weather that we've been having. So it's pretty hot to be wearing the masks. Is Sunflower Steve here? But he's updated his Okay, you guys, Sunflower Steve started an Instagram account and he's been sharing all of his sunflower pictures. So you guys should go check that out if you guys are on Instagram at all, because I've been having lots of fun seeing all of his sunflower pictures. He puts all of us little tiny farmers to shame, because I think he said that he does 10,000, he sells 10,000 sunflowers a week, and that he plants 20,000 sunflowers every week to be able to do that. So and his zinnia fields are mine is oh look, there's a 10-foot chunk for each color, and he's I got a 100-foot bed for every color. So it's fun to see full-size farming, full-size flower farming.
You're coming up to your time limit.
I know.
Your checkout time.
What was I talking about? Wearing masks for the smoke. Oh, and we bought a couple air purifiers for our house. Because our house is ridiculously bad about air quality. Because
it's better now. We got our windows changed.
Yeah, it's a lot better since we got the windows done.
Not all the windows, but there was a bunch of really
1960s windows.
And they didn't. A lot of them didn't really seat anymore when they sealed. They just bounced off, and so the new ones are a lot nicer.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice in here now, and we're gonna get. I think we're talking about buying another one for the outbuilding.
If we can find one.
Yeah.
The reality is, it could be another month and a half of this smoke, really, right?
Yeah, the smoke's not going away.
So we gotta learn to deal with it. That's kind of.
But we have processes for dealing with it, right?
Yeah. We do have to spend.
Oh, thank you so much, Trudy.
Thanks, Trudy. We gotta spend a lot of time outside.
Yeah.
Which is the tough part, because there's nothing you can do about it. If you're farming, you gotta be outside. There's days that you can be I'm gonna focus on this more inside-y task. But then you do the inside task, and then you're now I gotta go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's day or if it's night. When the smoke is out, it's here all the time, right? It's not you can just. It might be easier to work at night because it's not as hot, but the smoke is still there.
Yeah.
So. Nothing we can do about that, though. We can just do what we can do.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Well, I've been doing a rain dance.
Yeah.
But then I get really tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to take it easy.
So instead, we made a flower farm tour.
That was such a fluke, because I was like, I can't, because Ian's you gotta film a flower farm tour, and I'm I can't be outside without my mask on.
And then it cleared up.
And then he was it's clear, come outside. And it was magically 100% clear, and we filmed, and took an hour to film the video, and then the smoke started rolling back in. It was oh my god, Like it was meant to be. The universe wanted you guys to get us on.
Yeah.
To get.
I think it's
flower
gonna be a
farm
really
tour.
good farm tour. Like flower
It looks
farm tour.
pretty.
Yeah.
You guys, you should appreciate.
And-
I brushed my hair for it.
And that's actually
Yeah.
a big deal.
That's a big deal. I do that for like 3 videos a year. So.
And I like the drone footage at the start.
Oh, so Sunflower Steve sent me some Baptisia seeds. Yellow Baptisia, because I'm obsessed.
You have 5 seconds.
Well, it's going to take more than 5 seconds. But yeah, so he sent me some Baptisia seeds. This is a funny story. Okay, backstory, guys. So I'm really cautious about people sending me seeds in the mail because we're in Canada and like they stop seeds from coming over the border all the time. Right? So I'm like, don't send me seeds. I can just buy my own seeds. You know, I also have 1 million seeds. So the last thing I need is more seeds. But yellow Baptisia, obviously, like I was like, okay,
We'll risk it.
like, you know,
Send it.
and like, you know, Sunflower Steve was very reassuring to me that if nothing happens from it, that he won't feel sad about it. So he mailed it off, and he was like, oh, I put it in like damp sand to get them like started for you. And then 6 weeks later, they show up in the mailbox, and I get them, and they're like frozen, rock hard, solid, because there was like enough moisture in it, and it was like the bag was like it was like it was like all like skunky, funky, like, you know, imagine putting like wet sand, so like hot, freeze, 6 weeks, and Steve was like, what? Why? Because I was like, oh, it's gonna take a long time, and he was like 6 weeks, because us specifically here through all of COVID, the mail has been ridiculous. I don't know what is going on, but like our mail's like insanely slow. Best case scenario is like a month when stuff's coming from the States. But so I planted them, and I was like, I don't know. These are probably rotten. They're probably not going to do it. And they like germinated faster than like any Baptisia. It should germinate.
They were ready.
So they were like, it was like the best possible thing that could happen is them going through this. Yeah, them going through this nasty mail process.
Okay. You told your story.
No, that was the backstory and so I ended up, I think I had about 40 of them. And so I had a section and they're in the perennial farm. So I planted that, and then I've had a few holes where other plants have died.
Sunflower Steve is here.
Yeah, no, he was asking about how the Baptisia is doing. And so I have them in there, and I've been trying not to kill them because, you guys, I kill everything, which is the other reason why I don't want to like take plants from people, because I kill like so much stuff. Like everyone's always like, Serena, how do I grow things as good as you? And I'm like, plant like 4 times as much as you want to survive, and let it all die, and then you'll grow in the exact same way as I do. But they're doing pretty good. You know, and I was nervous for them going, because so Baptisia is drought tolerant once it's established, and I've heard that they get like insane tap roots once they kind of get really well established. But these are like sad little tiny babies, so I was nervous about them making it through the heat wave, but you know, it looks like a good number of them have survived.
Yep.
Like I think I have probably at least 25 left of the 40 that I planted, which is like amazing numbers for me. So, but I don't know if Steve knows how long it is. I'm assuming from seed, it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 years before I get flowers.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I bought some blue Baptisia, which is like the standard classic color of it, as 1-year-old plugs, and they look pretty good, but they're like, they don't look anywhere near close to being like they're gonna flower anytime soon. They look like they need a few more years. But
you never know. 1 year they'll just maybe shoot up and be a big plant.
Yeah. Flower farmers really like the Baptisia not only for the flowers that they don't like use them necessarily as the flowers, but they really like them for the foliage. Yeah, 3 to 4 years. That's what I thought. So Sunflower Steve gave us the confirmation.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
in for the long haul.
You are being cut off because you complained
Yeah.
that you're.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
last time I did it, like we went for almost 2 hours, and then I was like, I talked too much, and now my chest hurts. Okay, but before we go,
Show the merch.
we gotta show off our merch. Okay, right? Because the people who are here at the end are always different than. Okay, so guys,
Team Flowers.
Team Flowers, Team Veggies.
And this week,
Get your votes in.
you gotta vote with your wallet.
Gotta get your votes in. We'll find out who really cares.
Yeah. What is it about? Is it about beauty in life or continuing to survive by nutrition?
You know,
it's about
food is essential, but humor. The humor is.
It's very funny.
You know, like obviously I'm gonna have to wear Team Veggies in the videos because I have to represent my team, guys, right? But
It's your baseball jersey, right?
well, and that's why I got hoodies. I'm like summertime uniform, and then wintertime uniform.
Sometimes I'll wear my Team Veggie shirt because I want to support you.
Oh, that's sweet. I made a joke when because I wore Ian's t-shirt. I actually wore Ian's t-shirt all weekend. The reason why I'm wearing his t-shirt in the thumbnail of this video is we were at the park and I was like, oh no, I have to get the live video. I was like, oh, snap a picture of me. I'm already wearing my merch. But yeah, I wore it specifically down to the market because I joked. I was like, oh, I gotta come down here wearing Team Flowers so I can make sure all these flowers sell.
You know, just like objectively, I think they look really good.
Yeah, I think they look cool.
They look like it's a very, very cool art.
Like, I'm gonna be stoked to have
And I just like to imagine, you know, for one, if I'm wearing this shirt, you know, it's me on it, so it's weird. But lots of the people that I know in my life know that I'm weird, and we do this YouTube thing, right? So they roll their eyes and be like, whatever, Ian. But, you know, people are going to be wearing these shirts all over the world. And they're going to be like, what's this? And you know, it's going to be like, it's going to be a conversation starter, right?
Someone's asking, so we designed the merch and then hired an artist to do it. But this was like her style, but we wanted this style specifically.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is what I want.
Okay, we're cutting it before Serena loses her voice. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and it's looking like I'll have the video. It's looking like I'll have a flower farm video out for tomorrow. I'm looking like I'll be able to get that done tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And
we both worked on this one.
We did. That is true. They're there. And then there's going to be the harvest video from this last weekend, which, spoiler, exciting, cannot miss. It's
because we got our best sales ever. Exciting
news in that one.
Yeah.
And we're both at the market. We have some fun at the market stuff. But yeah, that one we haven't started yet because we've been trying to get this flower one. So it might be a Friday release on that one. But don't worry, 2 this week.
Or
2 this week.
Okay.
Right? Because we gotta get it.
Yeah, we do have to get it.
Yeah. Can't miss a week.
You
know what? We can miss a week at market, but can't miss a week of market videos.
That's a personal goal, is to do a market video every week that we're doing markets this year. Yeah. And then after that, we'll stop doing the vloggy stuff and do the winter stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's more about like the business and all the videos we...
Then I'll answer all the questions that you've asked me all summer in video form. Okay. But we gotta go. Yeah. Okay, thanks so much for hanging out, guys, and thank you so much for all the super chats.
I appreciate it.
Like, that's super generous of you guys.
Helps us devote more time to making the videos. You know.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, we
don't.
You know what? Honestly, we would be more stressed about, you know, missing these markets if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, you guys are out there supporting us and, you know, supporting us in an actual like monetary way, right? Like you help us pay for like our employee to be able to help us on the farm.
And every now and then we get a hat in the mail.
Yeah. Stoked on that hat. My
Okay.
new favorite hat.
See,
Okay,
this is
thank
our
you.
problem. We can chat.
Okay,
forever.
I know. Okay,
We
but
can
we
just
gotta
chat.
go. Okay, thanks so much, guys. Good hanging out. See you next week.
Bye.